In the silent chambers of your skull, a microscopic empire rules every choice, desire, and impulse you've ever known. It is not love, not morality, not logic, it is dopamine, the whispering chemical god that decides when you feel alive. Tonight, we enter its kingdom and learn to rewrite its laws. Imagine for a moment that every goal you have ever chased, every victory, every craving, was merely a ritual to summon dopamine. Behind every thrill, every scroll, and every kiss hides this same currency of desire, traded endlessly by neurons in an invisible economy of pleasure. The modern world is engineered like a dopamine casino, each app notification a spin of the wheel, each like or comment a hit of digital euphoria. It's not coincidence but design, your brain hacked by algorithms tuned to exploit biochemical weakness with mathematical precision. What if you could flip the equation? What if, instead of being manipulated by external triggers, you seized control of your chemical uplifts? To do that, you must see dopamine for what it truly is, not happiness, but hunger dressed in electric light. Dopamine is the promise of reward, not the reward itself. It lights the path toward pleasure but never lets you arrive. The moment you taste satisfaction, it vanishes, pulling you toward the next target with merciless consistency, keeping you forever hungry. Every drug, every vice, every ambition, only different keys opening the same biochemical lock. The gambler at midnight and the tech CEO at dawn both chase the same ghost in their bloodstream, the electric whisper saying, more, more, more. The first hack is awareness. To observe your cravings from a detached distance, like a scientist watching a lab rat perform. When you notice the itch before scratching it, you fracture the illusion of control dopamine has built around your consciousness. Step 2. Delayed gratification. The longer you postpone a reward, the sharper your dopamine spike when you finally earn it. It's psychological alchemy, denying pleasure today multiplies its chemical potency tomorrow. Step 3. Novelty fasting. Your brain, addicted to excessive stimulation, constantly demands newer and louder experiences. Strip it away for a week, no social media, no processed sugar, no late-night screens, and you'll hear dopamine's silence, raw and primal. In that silence, your receptors rewire. They learn that calm is not emptiness, it is the original baseline of the human mind. Once starved of constant fireworks, the smallest spark becomes enough to feel alive again. Next comes controlled chaos. Short bursts of high-stress activity, cold showers, intense workouts, public speaking, train your brain to handle spikes of dopamine without losing control. You teach your body to stop being a puppet and become the puppeteer. Dopamine hacking isn't just discipline, it's inversion. Every time you resist a craving, you teach the chemical who is master. Over weeks, that resistance becomes your new addiction, the intoxicating control over your own impulses. But here lies the darker truth, society will resist your freedom. A population that regulates its dopamine cannot be sold distractions, cannot be led by fear or greed. The dopamine rebel threatens entire industries built on endless craving. Food scientists craft perfect salt-fat ratios not to nourish you, but to enslave your limbic system. Marketing teams write slogans like pharmacologists, precisely dosing slogans to release microbursts of neural reward. Each taste, each scroll, each view, engineered to keep you dosing. The price is subtle, numbness. The more artificial pleasure you consume, the less natural joy you can feel. Your receptors drown beneath chemical waves, needing stronger tides each time just to register a spark. To hack dopamine, you must occasionally starve it. Gratitude practices, silent sunsets, slow meals, these are not cliches but neural recalibrations. They reset your system from synthetic chaos to biological harmony. When you learn to trigger dopamine through creation instead of consumption, the entire architecture of your mind shifts. Building, writing, learning, all feed slower, deeper dopamine cycles, currents that do not crash, but flow endlessly forward. Still, there is danger in total control. Some who master their dopamine grow cold, so detached that pleasure becomes meaningless. Too much control, and you cross a line from liberation into apathy. Balance is the final key. You must dance with dopamine, not silence it. Reward yourself intentionally, and each hit becomes sacred, a reminder of choice, not slavery. Sleep deprivation, stress, and poor diet create biochemical friction that disrupts your dopamine symphony. Repair begins in the mundane: hydrate, rest, breathe. Your body is the instrument. The cleaner it plays, the purer the chemical music. Human connection, too, is dopamine's oldest form. The laughter of a friend, the warmth of touch, they trigger cascades no screen can replicate. Social media mimics this with pixels, but your brain still craves skin, voice, and presence. Exercise floods the system with dopamine precursors, not through consumption but effort. Sweat becomes a ritual of recalibration, each strain and pulse telling the brain it has earned its reward, not stolen it. Music operates in the same shadows. The pleasure peaks not at the beat you hear, but the one you expect. Anticipation, the essence of dopamine, makes melody an emotional drug unlike any chemical high on earth. Meditation seems passive, yet it dismantles dopamine's grip more effectively than stimulants. By observing thoughts without reaction, you drain the urgency from craving, until silence itself rewards you with a new kind of bliss. The digital era devours attention, the purest dopamine fuel. Your constant scrolling fractures neural focus, leaving you exhausted but unsatisfied. Closing your phone for 1 hour can feel like tearing away an oxygen mask, but that breath is real freedom. Fasting from news cycles and endless notifications builds mental resilience. Each moment of boredom trains dopamine to wait again, restoring the rhythm that modern chaos has corrupted. Soon, you begin to notice colors deepen, music sharpen, time slow. It's not the world that changed, your receptors simply returned to normal sensitivity, perceiving beauty that constant exhilaration had numbed. But mastery invites temptation. Once you learn to self-administer dopamine through challenge and reward, you may crave the control itself. Some turn life into an endless experiment in pleasure calibration, always tweaking, never living. That is the paradox: hacking dopamine can elevate or enslave. The mind that learns its own circuitry must also learn humility. It's easy to become a god inside, but hard to remain human. Dopamine is neither friend nor foe, it's energy, pure and indifferent. What you build with it defines you: empires, addictions, wisdom, or destruction. The compound itself doesn't care, only your consciousness decides the script. Reality itself bends subtly under dopamine's lens. When you're hungry for reward, time compresses; when fulfilled, it dissolves. To hack dopamine is to hack your perception of existence itself. Every ritual of habit, waking, eating, planning, can become a programming language for your brain. Replace destructive triggers with creative ones, and your life rewrites itself line by line, neuron by neuron. Soon you realize that ultimate pleasure is found not in intake but in mastery. The pursuit becomes art, the art of living against your biochemical blueprint, sculpting willpower from electricity. When the world tempts you with instant relief, pause. Remember that you are both engineer and experiment, hacker and hardware. The power to alter your reward system is the closest humans come to divinity. So, how do you hack your own dopamine levels? By choosing what fuels your brain instead of what drains it. By learning the chemistry of your hunger and bending it toward creation, not consumption. That's the darkest, most liberating science of all. In the end, your dopamine is not your enemy, it is your mirror. Master it, and you master the shadow self that drives every human being. The final experiment begins now, inside your mind's hidden circuitry.